Hello Huda, what are you reading there?
Oh, I was reading about rape culture. Some cultures is actually vital in a human species, but some cultural patterns can be deemed as destructive to a society. Rape culture is a term defined by feminists from the United States in 1970s to show how society actually blamed victims of sexual assault and actually normalized sexual violence among men. The term is coined as a culture because it is something that is happening too common among us. It also intends to satirize a society who turns a blind eye on this matter. So now that we have defined what rape culture is, let's scope it down to somewhere closer to home. So in Malaysia, we can see that when a rape case goes viral, we can see people responding in the comment section saying that the victim of rape asked for rape itself by the way they dress, by the way they speak, by the way they act. People in Malaysia continue to blame and shame the victims of rape and sometimes go as far as apologizing for the rapist, instead of actually acknowledging the trauma faced by rape victims.
So now, today we'll be interviewing a few lucky students in UKM Bangi to see their perspective and awareness regarding rape culture. Stay tuned. Okay, so today we're conducting a survey about the perception and awareness of rape culture among UKM Bangi students. Okay, first, can you introduce yourself first?
Alright, so my name is Nur Abida Hakimi and I'm Tessa's student. I'm from Faculty of Education.
Okay, first year student. Okay, let's go straight forward to the questions. Okay, firstly, what do you know about rape culture?
Rape culture. I'm not quite sure, but I believe that rape culture is about the guys raping the woman without their own willings and everything.
Basically, you think it's the same thing as rape, or is it different from rape?
I think it's the same.
Secondly, I would like to know, what do you think the causes of rape?
Causes of rape. I think it's like both problems they come from the women and come from the men.
Alright.
I think for the men, I think they can't control their desires.
Okay.
They can't control their desires and their sexual needs. And for the women, I think they can't really take care of themselves.
Okay. So we'll go straight to the third question.
Yeah.
Do you feel rape culture is actually happening in Malaysia, and should the government give extensive exposure to all the citizens in Malaysia?
Yes, I think it is happening now.
Alright.
It becomes worse, and I think the government should expose children nowadays to what is rape and how to avoid these things. I think it's about sex education.
Alright, sex education is one of the ways to beat this problem, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fourth question. Any recent cases you've known, or even if I see a rape, what is the first case that pops into your mind?
Rape. Yes, it's about the girl who got raped, and then people actually put the blame on her because she wearing quite sexy and everything, instead of putting the blame on the man.
Alright. Okay, our last question would be, what do you think of this statement? Men can also be raped, yes or no, and why?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Because women sometimes they can't control their desires.
Alright.
And there is issues where there's a man being raped in a bus by 3 women.
Okay.
And it happens in Malaysia.
Oh, also in Malaysia.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much.
My name is Amira, so I'm going to introduce you a few questions. But first, please introduce your names and your program.
Alright, my name is Aisha binti Muhammad. I'm the first year student of Mass Communication Studies.
Okay, so I'm going to introduce you and interview you a few questions about rape culture, right?
Alright, sure.
Okay, so the first question is, what do you know about rape culture?
Well, in my opinion, rape culture is not really good culture that is bring by the Western to most of the countries in especially
It's been brought by the Western culture. Alright, so the second is, what do you think causes rape culture?
what causes rape culture. Alright, in my opinion, I think what causes rape culture is the mentality of the people itself. As in, maybe when he or she was young, maybe he or she was exposed to some, I don't know, some sexual harassment and something like that, or maybe he or she has been abused sexually when they were younger. So I think that is the reason why they do it to other people.
When they already
Yeah, yes.
Alright, okay. Okay, now do you think rape culture is happening in Malaysia, and do you think it is a serious issue?
Yes, I do think that rape culture is becoming more serious in Malaysia because for the past few decades and past few years, you can see that there's so many cases involving rapists in Malaysia.
Because we already know that there are a lot of cases happening. So number 4 is, should the citizen be exposed to this?
Yes, I think Malaysian citizens should be exposed to this because they should know about rape culture and how to avoid becoming one of the victims of rape culture.
Because they need to like take up precautions.
Yes,
about it.
exactly.
Yes, the last question from me is that any recent courses you have learned about rape culture?
Sorry?
Any recent cases you have known about rape culture?
No, I don't know.
You don't know. Alright, okay, thank you Aisha.
Alright. Sure.
So hello, my name is Huda. We are doing research on rape culture. So first, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Rulia Bidaridan. I'm a first year TEFL student.
Okay, good. So starting with the first question, what do you know about rape culture?
Actually, I don't really know about it, but I know that in a country like the US, it's like raping cases are so frequent that people don't even care about it anymore.
Yeah, so basically that's the main idea. It's also the idea that people blaming victims instead of the rapists. So moving on, what do you think contributes to rape culture?
I think what contributes to rape culture is I think the way people behave, because I think they're so open right now, like you know, touching.
Yeah, okay.
And then when it happens, people don't really care because you know.
Like because it's so frequent, people are like
Yeah.
they're bored with the cases right now.
Yeah, and also because people actually do, and then when it happens, no one can be blamed because they're like supporting it.
Oh yeah, they like somehow they actually support it without them knowing. Moving on, do you feel that rape culture exists here in Malaysia, and if it is it serious?
Okay, about that I don't really know because I don't really I'm not really into social media, so I don't really know what's happening. I just know what happens from the newspaper. From the papers, I just know about raping cases among like students.
Adolescents.
Yes.
So basically, you're not so much exposed on social media. And any recent cases or any popular cases of rape that you remember? Like, for example, a very popular one is the Lolo Justin case.
Oh yeah.
The one is the child rape. So don't have anything. Okay, so lastly, a very interesting statement. Men can also be raped. Agree or not, and why?
I agree because there are cases that have been
Reported, yeah.
reported. So it can happen.
Yeah, maybe you just don't know why it happens. It just happens. So yeah, basically that's it. Okay, so that's the end of our questions. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Atira and I'm doing a project with my group regarding rape culture. And do you mind to introduce yourself first?
Okay, my name is Nur Ain Shafiqah. I'm currently taking English Language Studies program in University. I'm still in my year 1.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you for doing this interview. Okay. Firstly, what do you know about rape culture?
I don't really know about it.
Oh, okay. So, rape culture is actually a term that is created where society blames the victims of sexual assault and normalize male sexual violence. So did you get?
Oh yeah, I get it.
Okay. So what do you think causes rape culture?
I think it is some superior thinking that men is better than women. So women must do something to control their behavior so that the men couldn't be affected. That's how it works.
Oh, okay. So do you feel that rape culture is happening in Malaysia or?
I haven't, like I said earlier, I haven't really heard about it, so it must be at the low level of awareness. But I guess there's things like this.
And do you think this is a serious issue?
Yeah, you aren't supposed to blame innocent group of people due to your own behavior.
Okay, I agree with it. So, any recent cases you've known, whether it's in Malaysia or outside Malaysia?
By the definition you are saying, I think that most of us, the rape culture actually exists in our society, but this is not something that is so major. But if you see the comment section in Facebook or news hub, there will be people that are blaming girls for wearing those kind of things and doing things that aggravate men's lust. So I think it's happening in Malaysia.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, welcome.
Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Ahmad Afiq. I'm studying communication media, second year. What else? I am studying mass communication at the Faculty of Sciences, Social Sciences and Humanities.
Okay, great. Okay, so today we are here to talk about rape culture.
Rape culture.
So for my objective, I was given with to investigate the causes of rape culture in Malaysia. So my first question would be, why do you think that rape culture can happen in Malaysia?
Rape culture. I think there are three main reasons for rape culture occurring. The first would be security. The lack of security in this country would lead to criminals not being watched over. And then at night times you get girls walking on streets alone. There's no cameras watching, so these criminals they can easily get to these girls. And then I think about the laws. Yes, there are laws against rape culture, but these laws aren't properly applied. And the third would be desires, because rape is basically sex. But the problem is the inability to control the desires that lead to rape. Alright, so that would be the reasons why.
Okay. So what do you think the main causes that lead to rape culture?
As said before, the first one would be the inability to control the desires. I think lack of education, because and what I mean by lack of education is these people with these desires, they don't know how to properly manage their desires. They have this need, they have this want, but they don't know how to control it. So that would eventually lead to them raping someone.
Okay. So do you know any other causes that maybe some people might not know?
I talk about supervision.
Okay.
Rape is common between adolescents, and what I mean by supervision would be them watching pornography. They have easy access to internet, and what they access through internet aren't supervised, either by their parents or anyone else.
Okay. So do you aware that sex education in Malaysia does not develop wider? So in your opinion, do you think that sex education in Malaysia should be taught as their main subject in order to prevent this problem?
Yes, I think it should. For now, sex education isn't taught in Malaysia because we consider it as against our cultures or against the norms. But one thing that is not against the culture or against our norms are the desires. See, we are human beings. We have those needs. We have those wants. We have that desire, and we should know how to properly face these desires when they come. So I think sex education should be taught as a main subject in Malaysia because it will teach them how to control their emotions.
Okay, so what do you think? How would they develop the sex education in school? Like, from where they need to start?
From when they need to start?
Like from
I think a proper time would be when they enter secondary school at the age of 13, because that will be the usual age, average age of where they face puberty. And we know that during puberty is when these wants come.
Yeah, so and I also believe that sex education should be taught step by step.
Yes, it should be taught.
frighten them.
Yes.
Okay, so that's all from me. Thanks for spending your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.